just ain't a star, did drugs. You know, he's got that
the
vibe.
biggest star, by the way, not like just a like.
Which who?
Her name's Lana Rhoades.
Oh yeah. Everybody knows Lana Rhoades.
And what happens if for some reason he like doesn't show up? Because I'm gonna be honest, every guest that we have on, I never really worry about it. But for some reason with this specific show, I was like, dude, there's kind of a chance that he doesn't.
What about today's guest makes you think he's unpredictable?
Well, why don't you tell me, Poppy? Steak?
It wasn't Poppy steak. He didn't assault Colby Covington at Poppy steak. It was 12.
So now you just look like you.
Well, no. He didn't assault him, right? It's alleged.
No, it's alleged, bro.
It's alleged.
But also,
we're gonna find out.
It was what?
I think it was 12. What's the proper?
No. Everything I've said is, have I ever, to the audience.
Bro, you know. What steakhouse was it?
Allegedly.
No. Yeah, one of y'all.
No, you know what? Because here's the thing, bro. What you just tried to do is disprove me. And as the audience knows, as you two know, 340 some odd episodes, I've never been incorrect on the show one time. Not a single time, bro, okay?
I can't think of one. None.
I know.
Oh, you're right.
What do you know?
Oh, man. No way.
You know what? I'll take the responsibility.
Wow.
Guys, welcome back to the show that's right every time, all the time. The #1 podcast in the world, Impulsive. Thank you so much for listening, viewing, and subscribing. We're here in Miami Beach today waiting for the former BMF of the UFC, Jorge Masvidal.
You know what?
Was he never the BMF?
He never got the BMF title.
But he was like considered to be it.
He come on, bro. Nate Diaz is a BMF.
Yeah.
He's a BMF. He's a bad motherfucker.
He is.
But so is Jorge. So is Jorge. He just didn't officially get the belt. Jorge Masvidal is a legend, and he's coming on this podcast later today.
Well,
hopefully,
we think so.
Allegedly.
Wait, what's been going on with him from a record standpoint lately? He's coming off.
Hold on. You did the intro. You forgot the CTA. It's important.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
The likes, I'm not super concerned about. But definitely, it's good to remind people that there is a subscribe button. And that we're in the SLS Hotel. And that we are in the SLS Hotel. And we have to say that because they gave us this spot. And it's a nice spot. The acoustics sound great. We're all having a good time here in Miami. Continue, Mike. Sorry for interrupting.
What's his current situation? He lost a couple fights, yeah? And he lost to Colby.
He lost.
Well, in the octagon. Allegedly. Fuck. How do we do that?
I don't know.
He allegedly lost to Colby in the octagon. No, wait. No, that's not right. He actually lost. It was 50-44, right?
It was. Well, those are numbers.
And I guarantee they're right because I'm not ever wrong. So why don't we look it up?
You're probably right. I don't want to look it up. You know what I'm curious about is what the fuck is on the side of your head, brother? Yeah, what is that thing, man? What is it?
Two things. One, he's right, and two, fuck you, Logan. That's dirty, bro. You put him on blast like
bro, I'm looking at. I'm trying to look at his.
Trying to hide that crater.
No, bro, I'm trying to look at his fucking head, but that is his head. It's so big.
That's so gravitational pull.
No, because
That's why he's late. The traffic's backed up for the fucking car.
No, I'm concerned because I know what pimples are. I had acne my whole high school life. My whole high school? That's not a pimple.
I don't know what it is. I think what's the upgrade from a pimple?
Cyst.
No, I think it's called a boil.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes, that's a boil.
Let's go.
You like that dude from Fairly Odd Parents with the boil?
Bro, he was the GOAT. He was the best.
Wow.
Leave it out like that. Don't blend it.
That works. The problem is it doesn't flatten it out.
Brother, I'm going to be honest with you. The idea of doing this without any kind of device that showcases what's happening is impossible. Did it do anything? Did it actually work?
Yes.
A little bit. You know how? I wonder how many groups of friends make fun of their friends when they have like blaringly obnoxious physical.
There has to be like a line. Like there's a line where like you're like, oh, you can't cross it.
Like what's up with your cleft lip, buddy?
Yeah.
You can't say that to your
Hey,
friends.
what's up with your speech impediment, bro? Like where is it? Hey,
you can't read because you're dyslexic, stupid.
Well, shout out to Speechify.
Dude, I'm reading without that now. It helped me. It fixed I'm just doing really well. I got an airplane story for you guys.
Shut up.
I swear.
No, you
and
don't.
I have witnesses.
You have another airplane story?
A great one.
Well, you always say that. Some of the times they're less than par.
All right, this is not that great, but it's a good one. I'm sitting there with my noise canceling headphones, and I just hear, and I go, did something hit the plane?
Oh no!
I turn around, some
Pimple.
dude is just completely knocked out, the same way that I was knocked out. But this is the best part. No one gave a fuck for a good 40 seconds, bro. A good 40 seconds. The people sitting in the aisle.
Wait, hold on. Man horizontal in aisle?
This was him. Because his legs are caught in an aisle. So he's like. Wait.
Was this Spirit Airlines? This seems like some Spirit.
Good old American. So I'm sitting there, and what kind of pissed me off, bro, is that this is how everybody else is sitting, because this is the part where we get to take off our masks because we have beverages. So nobody wants to get up. They're just kind of like,
No one wants to put on the mask and help.
yeah, nobody wants, because they know if they assist, they have to put the fucking mask on. So they just go, you good? So he's not getting up. I had to put my cranberry juice and crackers away, and I got up to help him, and I just realized I just started assisting a man, and I got caught in a situation because they got on the microphone, lights go on, we need medics, a doctor, blah, blah, blah. All, dude, I'm not trying to be racist here, but all these Asian people just shot back up, and I was like, definitely doctors. They start coming, then one
I feel like he can say it though because of his.
It's a compliment. What the fuck?
Just the way you painted the picture does seem a little racist.
Well, then we'll keep it fucking moving. I don't care. What the fuck? You're going to get mad at me? You're going to cancel me because I thought you were a doctor? Fuck you. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, all Asian doctors, and then one Filipino guy, he's like, I could do this. So he like takes him, he's holding his head. They have an IV thing, and this is the best part. They're all doctors, and they go, please, if you're not a medical professional, please sit down. But I'm already invested, and I want to know what the fuck's happening here. So I just don't say I'm not a medical thing. But here's the thing. I'm not giving any advice, nor am I actually saying things, but they're like, yes, blood pressure's 3.8. And I'm like, yeah. They're like, check his IV. I go, check it. It's there. They're like, grab a pillow. I'm running to first class. I need a fucking pillow stat. And I grab it from this lady. I'm holding his head up. An hour and 45 minutes, we're helping this guy.
Wait, you played hero?
I played hero.
Did you save his life?
I don't know. He's good now, but I don't know if I saved his life or the Asian people.
Do we know what happened?
What happened to him?
Oh, he's up. He's up and active, but this is the best part.
No, but
Sorry. I got so excited about this story. So finally he gets up like an hour and a half later. He's opening his eyes, and I know the feeling of opening up your eyes to see like 100 people at an airplane. It's so fucking terrifying. You think you caused a problem. And by the way, he did. Because mine was daytime. This is nighttime. The lights are off. People are sleeping. Bro, shut up. You went back to sleep.
It woke him up, though. It woke him
and
up.
Kayla, bro, this is them. They were one of the guys. They're like this. So I'm assisting. And finally he gets up, and I put my hand on his shoulder. I go, brother, I know how it feels to pass out on a plane. I go, you're okay. And he goes, oh. I turn to his buddy. By the way, this is funny. Hour and 30 minutes into this, we go, I asked the one, I go, is anybody with this guy? Like, who is this guy? Who's he with? So I go to his aisle where his ticket was because he finally met. He's like, B3. And then I was like, okay, cool, B3. So I go to B3. I go, is anybody here with him? He goes, yeah, I thought he was in the bathroom.
What?
I go, buddy, it's been an hour and a half.
I feel like that's partially my fault. I told you to get on that flight. I actually demanded that you get on that flight.
Did you know on the way there, I swear to God, I'm not lying to you. So for those of you guys that don't know, I have really, really bad fears on plane. That's why I actually passed out. I took edibles so I could get not scared on the plane, passed out. On the way there, I'm Googling why planes are over 900 flights to Florida canceled.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I'm going to die because of Logan. But I could either die or be called a pussy. And so I turn to Reed and I go, listen, Reed, I know if I open up and confess to Logan and Mike, they're just going to drill me, bro. And the first text back, shut the fuck up and get on the plane, bro. And I look at Reed. Reed goes, look at me, goes, you really do know your friends. And I go, yeah.
Well, because you told me, you said in the text, you said, I hate like feeling anxious and being a part of things that I can't control. I said, Georgie, that's everything in life. Do you know how many people don't get on planes and they walk down the street to go back to their house? They didn't get on the plane and they're walking and a fucking piano falls from a building and squashes them on the side. That happens.
This is not Tom and Jerry, bro.
Well,
No
you
one's
know
ever.
what you know what I'm saying?
He just breaks to the piano.
But you know what I'm saying? Like shit happens, bro. And from an even more macro standpoint, I love this story of you helping someone who's having a tough time traveling. Because you're usually that guy, George.
Dude, it actually
you are.
helped me.
I have to bring this. You are potentially the worst. You're the equivalent of a 5-year-old as it pertains to traveling.
Yes.
100%. Yo, so
Not even arguing.
So he was on the flight. I was going to take that flight too. I notoriously hate red eyes because I can't sleep on the plane. I have like a problem with sleeping on the plane, even on lay flats. So I skipped it and opted to fly this morning. So when I'm getting on the flight this morning at 6 a.m., he's landing here in Miami and he goes, man, I don't know if I'm going to make it to the show today, man. And if I do, I'm not going to.
Is that why you texted me at 9 a.m.?
He goes, I'm not going to say anything. I go, Georgie, what's wrong? He goes, I have nowhere to go right now. He's like, I don't know what to do. I got off the plane. I'm just in Miami with nowhere to rest my head.
I don't like how this character of me looks like he's brain dead and got fucked in the ass at the same time. I don't know why he got fucked in the ass, but he sounds like he got fucked in the ass.
I go, George, go get a hotel room, man. Go lay down for a little bit. He goes, but no, I don't have a hotel room booked. I go, okay, George. I just say this to him all the time. I go, George, just simply follow all of the coming demands here. Go to this hotel at this time.
Is his mic still on? Mike's mic? It cut out in mine.
Maybe it should. Fuck that story, dude.
I'll speed it up. I didn't know what to fucking do. I took a red eye here. I saved a man's life, and I have nowhere place to lay my head. No other place. I had no sleep. And then Mike texts me, he goes, go to this hotel. It's 8 minutes away. He's so sweet. He goes, 8 minutes away. Get in there, check in. It's $120. Go in there, rest your head until 3 o'clock. Then we're going to transport you to the fucking hotel that you have you in. So, by the way, this place was in the ghetto. And by the way, totally fine as long as I can lay my head
That's
down.
what I figured.
It doesn't matter, bro. I'll rough it. As long as it's 4 stars, I'll rough it.
It was like, wait, is my mic still on? Is it? Can you hear me?
I can hear you in real life. I can't hear you through the intercom.
Yeah. Something horrible has happened here. Hello? Now it's back.
And we'll be right back after these technical difficulties.
I'm calling my mommy.
Oh my God! Sound is back.
What's this with LeBron saying he wants to play with Steph Curry?
He wants to play with Steph Curry and Bronny, who I reached.
Oh, so you want to play with the second best guy in the league?
Well, bro, the Lakers sold. He fucking went to. He hasn't They didn't. They're knocked out of contention, out of playoff contention.
They're out of the
out.
playoffs.
Yeah, it's over. It's a wrap, dude.
Anthony Davis hasn't lived up to any expectations. He's been sucking.
Who's gonna is Golden State? Is Golden State gonna win?
There's a lot. There's Golden State. There's the Celtics still in it.
Celtics look good.
There's the defending champions, the Milwaukee Bucks,
and a couple of the.
And there's also the Phoenix Suns, who lost to the Milwaukee Bucks in the conference finals last year. All looking great.
Is GSW still on that crazy run, like 28-4?
I believe so.
I believe so.
I believe so.
That really? Yo, I got a thesis.
Are we podcasting, by the way? I just want to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you
What
think
would you
this
call this?
fucking is, George?
Where the fuck did we go from that to that, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's
Better
impulsive.
question. How did Jeff just end up here? In one cut, one seamless integration. There's a fucking Jewish manager sitting to my right.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. How'd you end up here?
And I'm going to be right out in
No, that's
5
too
minutes.
much, Dylan. More. Up more. Football, basketball, March Madness, UFC fighters coming on our show. What if you want to see a UFC fighter in the ring?
I got answers, Mikey. Today's episode is brought to you by SeatGeek. Live events are back, and we're excited, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, concerts, MMA festivals, MMA or festivals. SeatGeek puts tickets from all over the web in one place to make buying simple. They're the absolute best place to buy tickets. We got the app on our phone, and it's festival season. We got the app on our phone.
No, he told me I don't have to show it now.
We had the app on our phone.
No, we still do, but
It's festival season. So it might be a good idea to start searching for tickets right here in the app on our phone. They rate every ticket from 0 to 10 to make sure you're getting a good deal. Green means good, red means bad, and we got a hookup for you. Use the code Logan for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code Logan. Make sure to click the link in the description to download the app. Thank you, SeatGeek.
see ya, Chala Betches.
Back to the program.
Yo, I'm going to make a thesis right now, and I want everyone to listen. And then I want to hear everyone's feedback on it.
Oh, God.
Social media is the worst thing that's ever happened
Shut
to the human
up.
species.
Stop crying.
Shut up.
Stop
You are that old now, huh?
crying.
Mike's that old? Are you that old that you're like, social media ruined back in the day where we used to go
everybody's
outside?
brains.
Remember when we used to ride bikes? Oh, my God. That's why you ride bikes so much.
Oh, yeah. Give all the money back that you've ever made on social media, Mark.
Yeah.
Are y'all done?
Hey, we heard your
Are y'all
thesis.
done?
We heard your thesis. We didn't like your thesis.
Yo, listen up. 2013 mass adoption social media.
Who made up that year?
It's just use it as a rough year.
I think it's a European calendar.
Go ahead, Mike.
And by the way, I was wrong about the potato famine in the wrestling episode. It wasn't 1812. It was 1845. And I'm so sorry to anyone in Ireland who suffered under that tremendous problem. Social media, 2012, 2013, adoption. You know, we started to fall into YouTube. Instagram's popping. All this shit's starting to come out, right? Visual and noticeable increase in mental illness in both the youth and adult demo, exponential increase in suicide, coinciding with an increase in drugs and substance abuse. Right now, that could be due to a lot of other things as well. Noticeable effects on real life relationships, noticeable effects on marriages, on relationship between man and woman. I'm not going to go into all those classes right now. It'll take me 5 hours. Now, so if you want to weigh out the incremental benefits of social media, I'll hear them right now. By the way, I love social media. I got rich as a result of social media. So did everyone in this fucking room. So it's been great for us. It's been a little gold rush for us. But I'm telling you, after all is said and done, after all the Arab Springs and all of the good things that social media does, it will be a net negative.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't even think that's remotely true.
rebuttal?
I think the pros far outweigh the cons. I think while there are definitely many negative side effects and effects of social media, that's the case with any emerging industry. That's the case with any massive emerging industry that has quite literally shifted the way humans interact. We know that to be true. And the pros of social media and some of the conversations that are a result of this connectedness are just that of awareness. So you're saying an increase in mental illness and depression, or is it just a more open conversation about how we're actually feeling? Whereas, a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, a century ago, if you were depressed, it was like, suck it up, sonny. You get hit on the back of the head and you go rake in the yard.
It's not an increase in awareness of it as much as an increase in diagnosis of it. And so what I'm saying is there's actually more acute cases of anxiety and depression as a result, or not as a result, but coinciding with the increase of use of iPhone, use of social media. Question.
How depressed do you think the people were in the Great Depression?
Timeout, 30 seconds. It's like what's the show called? Pardon the interruption. Where you get blanked out.
Yo, by the way, I just gotta let you guys know. I hope they got this on camera. He tapped me and he goes, like he hyped himself. That was good.
Hold on, I want to.
He goes like he with a cheesy smile. He goes, watch this. Like he's gonna fucking drop a nuke on you, bro. And the fact that he went 30 seconds, shut up. Like all of that, I was here for it and I loved it. My rebuttal, quick, and I'll get you right back to it.
Yeah.
I just think that different level, different devil. So the higher we get with society, we get smarter, we get wiser. Our actual culture is getting better and better, right? We started with fire, now we got DMs. So here's what I'm saying is one thing's going to burn you. For real. It's going to burn you.
Well,
if you don't know how to handle it, I have a great relationship, but it came with work. I can't be on Instagram looking at these bad bitches because it'll fuck me up.
What I'm saying is I believe you're the outlier. And this leads,
because I'm working at it, Mike. I'm working at it. It
Sure.
takes a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that don't want to put their phone away and spend time with their family. There's a lot of people that don't want to hustle. There's a lot of people that just want to kick back and put their feet up and laugh. And I get that and I love that. But the only thing that I see increasing in my own eyes are fucking pussies.
That's a ridiculous statement. But you're right, but it's not. It has nothing to do with this conversation.
He's walking.
Question. So we've already started to study the dopamine response as a result of social media, right? That likes, comments, seeing something that you like or dislike does something to your brain. It gives you a drip in your brain that it activates a certain neurotransmitter. So working at something is a great point, and I believe that you do have to do that, but that's kind of like saying I have to work on not doing crack every day and only doing it on set times of the day.
You do.
But it's very hard.
You wrote a book about it.
I know, but no, I'm not. But that's what I'm saying. So I wrote a book about the abstinence from addictive properties, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is I do not believe that the 13 to 18-year-old set has the capability to hold themselves accountable
Yeah.
and responsible enough to navigate the drug that is social media.
So you-
Only if
so
God
you-
gave
so
them
you think
parents to
that-
control the household and maybe take their phone away and give them boundaries.
So just like drinking, you think that should be an age of 21.
I'm not saying that, and I don't know what the answer
media.
and I don't know what the answer is here, but I sit here
I
with
think they say that you have to be over 12 years old
to sign up or
They
13.
They say it.
But haven't they been looking at an Instagram for kids, like a specific Instagram for kids? It's been a thing lately where it's
How do you know
set
about
up
that?
because it's been in the news, George. I told
Did
you,
you
I'm a
just try to paint Mike as a
a
pedophile?
pedo,
Like
Hollywood.
an underhanded
He called
pedo?
me. What did you call me? And then your wingman called me hummus.
Well, he's German. You know what my favorite thing
You
is?
called me Arabian
No,
Night, and
my-
the other guy called me hummus. My bad for saying you like kids. Sorry, buddy. You have one flip flop. It's weird, bro. It's
the other
weird.
flip-
I did. You'll never find it. You will never find it. It's hidden.
Less coffee. My favorite. I wanted to close the loop on that social media thing.
Close it.
How much of the general awareness or general audience of this show or of the United States in general do you think is having elevated social media engagement the way that you're discussing it as like this purveyor of intelligence across the globe? Do you know what I'm saying? What percentage of the total
So
users
small. So small.
Are having this
digit
conversation?
percent. Any conversation that increases intellect and expands thought.
Yeah.
Probably not a lot.
1%.
Yeah.
Right. So
Where
because
using social media for
Well,
good?
no,
Just having this conversation.
just not this conversation specifically, George, but what I'm saying is like having a conversation that elevates their thinking style, right? Because what I was getting at earlier is, and I brought this up on Twitter the other day, and a lot of people responded to it and said this is a great topic for the show, is I think that some of the biggest things you've seen come out of social media are the advent of digitized competition between people that don't even know each other. And the idea of looking at what other and George, don't take yourself out of it. I'm talking about the general set because I know you do a good job with it. But I think a lot of people have fallen into this pit of always being concerned with what else is out there beyond what they have, which can be good if used responsibly to research trips and travel and learn about new cultures, but can be very dangerous when it is girls, can be very dangerous when it is money and all the things that make you non-content with the things that you have in your own life. I think if nothing more, social media has further removed us from our ability to be grateful on a daily basis.
I agree with you, but I think it's just kind of like the strong will prevail type of thing.
Yeah.
And I think this is where the strong-minded prevail. So you need to give yourself boundaries. And if somebody's listening to this podcast and chooses not to do that, that's their fault. We can't stop our society from growing. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know a girl that built a whole fucking backyard in her house because I'm sorry, a house in her backyard with her son.
How does that work?
Sorry. Her and her son built a whole house in their backyard as a
Guys,
project from
it's
YouTube.
dyslexic.
Well,
It's
then,
backwards.
hold on a second.
It's backwards.
If they built a house in their backyard,
They wanted to. They had like a really.
It was
big
like a little
backyard.
pool house.
Like a really. No,
like
no,
a
no.
shed.
If they build a house, if they build a house in their backyard and they're in that house, is the backyard now the front yard of that house?
See, that happens when you use thinking when it comes to social media. You want a backyard with a house? Well, then put boundaries.
Go
You don't wanna
go
use
back to the social media. We've had these discussions before. Discussions.
you got a concussion.
Concussion.
Now I know what it feels like.
You really, let me say this quick,
They don't-
Jeff. You really have to be perfect on this show. You cannot.
I am
Oh,
perfect.
I know
For
that,
me.
I know.
For me, I'm perfect.
Go.
They don't teach social media. They teach other things in school. I could see, and I believe that they've discussed it before, of teaching what to do, what not to do, what could teach, like, don't do drugs. They teach that in school.
Yeah.
If social media is a drug, then they should be giving a little bit of information
Yeah,
of like,
yeah.
hey, you could go down this way or you could go down this way. Use it.
But we
how
haven't.
you want
but
to.
we haven't seen the true side effects of the person who is addicted to social media and has sacrificed the sanctity of their life and peace of mind for the phone. We haven't really yet seen.
I think there's been video, like
You-
movies.
personally,
No,
anecdotal.
but he means on a
Yes.
statistical basis.
Dude, I know
Like, what-
friends, influencers that are fucking.
I know, but when you're in the DARE program in 5th grade and you can like point to what a crack
like
addict
years
looks
of-
like
okay, got you, yeah.
because we've seen it for 50 years.
data,
yeah, like I think data to support like empirical data and proof
Yep,
about
agree.
what what it actually does. And by the way, like, what's the measure of that? Is it just saying like, hey, the depression rate has gone up, or
loss of work, loss of communication with people, depression, all those.
Yeah, like,
I mean,
all
and a
those
lot
things.
of those are very, very like metric driven and measurable. Like I don't think any of the things that I throw out there are like theories. You know what I'm saying? We are becoming disconnected from our fellow,
Or
from
more
our fellow
connected.
It's just not the case.
No, so
it's just
ironic.
Not
Yeah, but it's ironical because
it is because we are. Go ahead. In the metaverse or in the digital world, we're becoming much more connected. So the question becomes, and we've talked about this a little bit in the past, have we simply accepted the fact that we are now hybridized humans? And I'm not saying this jokingly. Have we become somewhat cyborgs? And what are the new rules for that way of living?
Singularity.
Correct. Like, are we approaching it? Right. And it's like,
They say we are.
I don't even know if singularity is the right word.
It is.
The moment when computers match the intelligence of humans. Is that singularity?
That's not singularity.
I'm gonna look it
Singularity
up.
is
Because I've never been wrong on the show.
I think that he's right.
No, singularity is when we are one with the computer. You can't.
Jeff,
We're no
you might be in
longer Homo
trouble.
sapien, and we are going into singularity.
I think y'all are kind of saying the same thing.
If we were Homo sapiens,
No, he's
we'd be
saying
eating raw meat.
he's saying we're computer surpasses intelligence of human.
No.
And singularity is when we become one.
Oh shit.
Not like this.
and I'm
bro.
right.
Not like this.
And I'm right.
Damn.
Technological singularity, or simply the singularity, is a hypothetical point in time in which technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in unforeseen changes to human civilization. So technically, we're both wrong / right.
Ray Kurzweil.
It's the easiest way to put
2050,
it.
he
The
says
easiest way to put it is it's the moment that computer or technological wherewithal surpasses humans and becomes uncontrollable. So
It's when we
I just
become
told
one.
doggy boy. I just told you what it is. It's not when we become one. It's
Webster?
it's when growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible.
Naming dictionaries now? What are you doing? Jeff?
Are we not at that level though?
No, we're
'Cause
not.
Think about this. How the fuck are we going to get to one place to another without maps? Oh, you guys both went.
Well, because we're just
the
trying to
same
understand
time.
what the fuck you're saying.
No.
I'm saying if you take away technology from like our phones completely, a lot of people are like, fuck.
That's reliancy. That's being reliant on it. This means that say you take the highest thinker in the world as far as it pertains to computer technology and development, the computer has now become smarter than that man.
Just building
And
off what
is-
George said for
Yep.
1 second.
Yep.
Because I think about that too. Like, our parents had to navigate with fucking maps, topographical maps. Let me ask you something, Mike. When you had to travel an hour plus younger, driving across the state or something,
Yeah.
how did you get the directions?
They're called map trips. Tip trips or
Well,
map
so
trips.
there was a couple different things.
I know.
Are you talking about? You want me to give you the
want
real?
you. Yeah, you,
my,
Mikey.
When my dad was navigating, or when I first hit the,
When you could drive.
there was a thing called MapQuest.
That's what I
There's a
used,
thing
brother.
called
Did you print it
MapQuest.
out? Did you print it
Of
out?
course. Your mom would say, Mom, I'm going to the Rock the Mic tour at the Meadows tonight, and I need directions. And it would be a printout.
Yeah.
And you would have to print your MapQuest, and you'd stick it kind of folded up in front of the gear shifter, and it would sit there, and you would follow it down.
Oh, man.
Now you
Before that, what'd you do?
Maps.
before that there was maps, but for the most part,
No,
you
before
were
that.
stopping at gas stations. You were asking for directions.
Not true. Not true.
Garmin. There was Garmin GPS.
Garmin GPS, but before that was TripTix, and it was AAA. You'd go there to AAA and say, "Hey, I'm going to Florida from New Jersey," and they'd give you, the spiral notebooks where it'd flip and one page would extend, and they highlighted the whole route for you.
That might have been
old
just
are
a
you?
Jersey thing.
No, 100%. 100%.
Wait, Dylan never either. So Dylan's usually my guy for
The
that.
evolution
Have you guys
of
ever followed
Solomon,
a map and gone
TripTix,
backwards?
AAA. You highlighted the
Where
route.
you hold it upside down.
You
and
also
have
had to
go
have a trip.
backwards
You
on
also had to
accident?
have a AAA membership.
That
That's
happened to
true.
me at Disneyland.
And we couldn't afford that. It was like $10 a month.
When you eat cookie dough bites,
I don't
that
eat
it-
cookie dough bites.
when you eat cookie dough bites
Yeah.
that you get at your local theater
Yeah.
before the movie,
Yeah.
do you take the cookie dough bites out of the plastic bag inside the cardboard carton and dump them into the carton, or do you leave them in the plastic bag?
In the plastic bag.
I would say probably in the plastic bag.
Really?
But I think that's all, subjectivity. Someone could simply choose to
I'm
either
just
way.
curious.
But
you know we are-
you do it. You take it out so it
take-
doesn't crinkle.
It's an easier pour. It's a much easier pour when you take them out of the plastic bag.
agree.
You put them into the cardboard and
I
then
got
just.
it. We are going to be doing a 90s and 2000s culture episodes soon, right? Or at least some semblance of it.
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
We talked
yeah.
about a snack that shout out to all the older viewers of the audience who probably don't leave comments below. We're going to talk about Dunkaroos. We're gonna talk about handy snacks with the little red stick that you spread the cheese on the crackers. We're gonna do a whole episode talking about that kind of shit.
That's cool.
Who has the scariest, largest, biggest, most formidable social media army on the planet?
Kylie Jenner.
No shot. BTS.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Number one.
So Mike Dean,
Number
producer, took a shot at BTS this week on Twitter. Not to date this episode, said he was had some shit to say about them not writing their own content. Had some shit to say about them winning an award at the Grammys, and I think it was because Kanye didn't get an award or something like that, or didn't get one of them, but BTS took it instead. He was for lack of a better word, like Normandied into a retreat. He actually had to go back and apologize heavily. Like he was like, dude, please stop. Like, I can't take this anymore. This has become a threat to my sanity, bro. The BTS army is like the baddest.
Number
And they
one.
handle
Number
it behind
one.
the scenes. They don't even do it.
My friend Matt, who we
It was a C- joke at best. BTS
BTS
stands for behind the scenes.
Got it
that's
right.
the extent of the joke.
I never
look
said
at him.
every single one's gonna be a gold mine, but
Look at him.
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You know what I'm saying?
You miss 100% of the shots, brother.
I'm still on this podcast. You guys voted me on. So technically, this is your fault.
I'm just kidding. You're doing great. You don't miss 100% of the shots.
Bad
I'm
jokes.
sorry.
It's okay. But thank you for apologizing, dude. You're doing really good. He's starting to grow feelings.
Why do you think he's helping me? What the fuck?
Somebody has to be helping.
I see a therapist.
Are you going back?
I told her, I said, I've been avoiding you. Well, bleep the name, Caleb. Said, I've been avoiding. She goes, why have you been avoiding me? And also, her mom saw the clip where you called her hot.
What is she
And
gonna
sent
do?
it to her.
Send me to her to talk about it? Fuck, dude. I'm so sick and tired of people being offended. Fuck you. I said your daughter's hot.
Hold on,
What
hold
are
on.
you offended about?
Well, now
She
she's
wasn't
going to be
offended.
offended
She
because
wasn't
you just
offended.
said, fuck you. She wasn't offended.
Well,
She
then
wasn't
for
offended. She was
the
funny.
future you, fuck you for being offended.
Oh my God! You
Sorry,
can't
I'm
say
just,
that to
I'm
a
just so
therapist
sick and tired of
mom.
people being offended, bro. I'm really over it.
Somebody offended.
she's
'cause
not
you said
offended.
that.
He just
Hey,
said that
hey.
all she did was hear the episode.
You're on my couch. You're on my side.
She's not offended.
I think he needs headphones. He can't hear.
We said that last episode when he wouldn't let me tell the damn GP story.
I got something to say, dude. I think we've been stood up.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we've been stood up.
Oh, wait, I forgot he was coming.
Yeah.
Solomon said, I just asked him 5 minutes ago, and he said he should be here in 15 minutes.
Yeah, sure thing, man.
He what?
Solomon said that there's a lot of traffic. He left the office. He said
He's an hour and a half late.
Solomon. That's a great name. That's a powerful name. Solomon.
We needed
we
a
have
boy-
we have a dinner.
We
King
needed
Solomon.
a boys only episode. This
I'm
has been
glad I
pretty
caught a
solid.
red eye and saved a man's life for this.
We have another podcast tomorrow.
Yeah, with Kevin O'Leary, who's a boss.
Yes, I love that guy.
We should pitch him ideas. We should pitch him ideas like on Shark Tank.
The funny ones.
Oh, the guy from
Funny.
I have like 5. You probably have 10.
I'll pitch him the one that I thought was my big idea in high school. The one that I thought was going to make me a billionaire. The pocket toaster.
Toaster, yeah.
It's a toaster. It can fit in your pocket. And it toasts one slice of bread at a time. Think about how convenient that is.
Does he build
You
toys?
toast anywhere.
He's the guy who does toys, right?
He does everything.
We got stood up.
Because I'm going to be honest with you
we got
guys.
stood up.
I created a toy.
Allegedly.
How did that?
Allegedly, we got stood up.
Should we go to Poppy Steak to celebrate? How did this
He
happen?
just comes in and beats the shit out of us, demands a podcast.
Allegedly.
Pan the camera to him.
What?
calling Abraham.
Who,
What are these
Abraham?
names? Solomon, Abraham? What are they? Fucking the same year that Mike was born? What's going on?
Abraham, what's up? Say hello to the Logan Paul show.
Put on
Paul,
speaker.
how are you?
Speaker.
Logan Paul show, bro. You just fucking shit.
Good, good, good. We're just hanging out,
Speaker,
waiting
speaker.
for, we're just hanging out, waiting for Masvidal, just checking in.
We're 12 minutes or less. We're under 12 minutes right now.
Thank you so
Waiting
much.
for you guys.
All right, fantastic. See you.
We're
See you.
we're just running a little bit late.
See you in 11 minutes.
Appreciate you guys.
Bye.
A little bit late. We'll see about that, dude. We'll see if he shows up. What's our hard
Hey,
out?
you know, here's the
Hard
funny
out's
part about
pretty-
it,
we got
bro.
like another hour still, bro.
Nah, none of us are gonna say shit.
Why not?
8:15.
Hey, it's good to see you.
I'll say something. I'll be like, yo, dude, buddy, what the fuck's going on? Don't do that again.
Not
okay?
only will I not say anything, I'll even preface his arrival with like, "Hey, man, we understand things like that happen." You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, how about the traffic here is crazy.
I'm telling him off. It's like, hey, man, what's up?
He just said that joke.
No. That's how we should cut it. It's fucking an hour and a half late.
Hard cut.
No, because he's gonna watch this and be like, "What the fuck?"
I'm beating them all up.
I'm gonna beat them all. I'm beating.
Beating them all
beating them.
up. I got more shit. I think.
Jorge.
Damn, look at all these.
Same
Jorge.
name.
Look at all these.
Can't hit a man with
George.
the same name.
George.
Jorge.
Yeah, it's a rule.
What time do you want to leave this room?
Now.
Hard out is 8:15.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so 45. Well, that's pretty good still.
45 minutes, huh? Damn, for all the Jorge Masvidal fans who came for a Jorge Masvidal episode. And,
Sorry.
And they got a fraction of what they could have because he was an hour and a half late. That
If you
sucks.
liked your fraction, you could get fractional ownership over at Liquid Marketplace.
Wow.
Click the link in the
It
description
is true.
below.
No, let me talk
is
about it. Let me talk about the launch. Let me talk about the launch real quick. Because launching a company is hard. Launching a company is very hard. There are hiccups. There are speed bumps. There are many learnings and behavior changes you have to observe in people, in the consumers. And the launch went extremely well. We did a lot of volume on the first day, getting a lot of praise. People really like the idea of fractional ownership, co-ownership, using tokens on the blockchain that you can purchase with USD, Apple Pay, credit card, or your ETH, Bitcoin, whatever crypto you want. And the CryptoPunk sold out pretty much immediately. Our Giannis basketball card sold out. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. Seems like we may have filled a niche in the market. We'll see how it goes. But as long as we continue to populate with amazing assets and collectibles and the ecosystem and user base continues to thrive and be excited about what we have. I personally bought some stuff. I bought, what did you buy?
Michael Jordan.
You bought
Oh,
Jordan?
you did?
Yep.
I also bought Jordan. I put 10,
I'll go buy
So other
some
people
stuff.
I bought a
put up
little.
stuff
I bought a
for
little
themselves as well.
Steph Curry.
yeah. I bought 10K in Jordan and 10K in LeBron.
There's education process with people and looking at it and news. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be added to the site. It's important.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I'm pretty particular when it comes to monitoring consumer behavior and why they do certain things. And there's a reason, the punk sold out first, which is interesting because we're a fractional ownership website primarily for physical, tangible assets, right? But the CryptoPunk went first. Can't touch it. That is a non-fungible token that lives on the blockchain. And, we have to ask ourselves why, right? Why do you think that is? And is it because the crypto heads went first? Because we started thus far as a platform for collectors, people who are interested in holding the thing but can't get the thing that they want, so that owning a piece of it is
It's probably
gonna
because
suffice.
they have the most trackable, and I can say this because I'm not you. My guess is probably because people think they have the most trackable and more understood ability to continue rapid exponential growth in the eyes of those people buying. This is not you guys saying it, but what I'm saying is for example, a Michael Jordan card has had very explosive growth over the past couple of years. But when you compare it to the growth of an ape or compared to the growth of a punk, those are very exciting assets.
I agree. Also very scary. I speak anecdotally when I purchase an asset on Liquid Marketplace, specifically like a sports card, I have observed the sports card industry, and from what I've seen, it appears kind of stable with with the general with a slightly general uptrend that I like.
Correct.
And I feel much safer parking my money there than I do sometimes with Ethereum. It depresses me when I see myself lose 150K in a day because the crypto market wasn't working that day. I don't love that.
Sports cards feel like Yahoo, Google, and the punks and stuff feel
Especially
like
with Michael
tech,
Jordan
like
and
tech
Steph
stuff.
Curry and Giannis.
At this particular moment in my life, I'm a little bit more there. I'm a little on the safer side.
I wish I could say the same.
My man just got an ape. My man just got a Bored Ape. Can you believe it?
I just couldn't sit on
Insane.
I couldn't sit on the
For like
sidelines
$700K,
anymore.
you just got a Bored Ape.
Yeah, why don't you just buy the most expensive
It
one?
was close. It was close. I wanted to make a splash. I wanted to send a message that I'm not fucking around, dude. And I wanted to join.
How much was it?
$716,000.
More than I've ever spent on an
I
NFT,
know.
on a single NFT.
But at least that of his will actually probably do well. Yours crashed and burned.
Oh, that stupid project! For the love of
Which
Christ.
one?
Maybe you should have.
Oni Force?
Maybe,
Omni Force?
maybe you
It
should
felt
have.
like such a good project. I don't know what
Maybe you should have
happened.
consulted your team
I
before doing
will say
that.
something. I will say something. I have some generals in the NFT space that I trust, and when they give me information like, "Yo, go check out this project. I think it's going to work for this reason." Blah blah blah. I did some backtracking and some math, and 2 of my biggest losses, actually my only 2 losses, and they're big, and so people kind of get glued on them,
Dirty laundry.
were recommended by the same general. And I had to ask myself, why did I trust this guy who I don't even know, who has a very impressive collection himself, but I have no idea who he is. I've never met him in real life, never even seen a picture of him. He just has a good rep on Twitter, but that doesn't fucking mean he knows how to buy an NFT.
The question is, could you have gotten duped?
No,
I asked myself that.
Because then we all did. Because here's what I think.
So he's the duper.
Here's what I think. Not even the best general in the world is right 100% of the time.
Gary Vaynerchuk feels fucking right 100% of the time.
No. You want to know what you? Did he buy OnlyForce?
No, I don't think he
skipped
did.
OnlyForce?
I think
because
so.
everybody bought it. I spent 168 G's on that and then sold 2 days later because I was like, this project is in trouble, and I felt it. I knew it.
I still don't think it's over yet.
I
I swear to God, I still don't think it's over yet.
All
I'm
of
just
my
saying. I'm
moves have
sitting.
been
I'm
super
sitting.
safe, like really safe. I just
in the
don't-
NFTs.
Real estate.
That's very safe.
No. Oh no, I just do futures.
Yeah, you've been trading futures.
I don't do NFTs and stuff like that.
The 8 felt blue chip. It felt very good. I know Yuga's working on insane stuff. They're obviously going into their own metaverse build out
Raised 500 million.
platform. They just raised a ton of money. It felt good. And that specific ape, shout out to Jimmy Eth and to Ivan.
Can you show a picture of it?
Ivan from MoonPay for helping get that for me.
It's a good ape. Ladies and gentlemen, I am working on convincing my friend Mike here to put his Bored Ape on Liquid Marketplace. I am attempting to make that happen. It'd be great. We'd love to have you. We'd love to have your collectible at our site, Mark.
There's just so many things you could do. There's just so many things you could do with apes that you own the IP. Like, dude, Banks brought it up when I was purchasing it the other day. He's like, you could literally start ape number 9049, I think it was, burger shop, Bored Ape Burger Shop. Like, you literally could fucking do
Bored
that.
Ape
do that
Burger.
now.
Yeah, Bored Ape Burger.
Bored Ape Burger.
I gotta go.
Really? No, Jeff, please.
I have a meeting.
Wow, we have a guest walking.
It's for an important project that's coming up next, and I need to
Drink Prime?
do that check-in.
Is it Prime?
By the time this is out, that'll already be out. I can talk about it. It's for originals. He's having an originals. Oh wait, no.
Oh
Because
my God.
if we do a double episode,
I can't wait until that project comes
me
out.
either.
Drink Prime.
Drink Prime.
Oh my God.
Thanks.
This is the hottest beverage. Might as well be tea.
You know, I've never had
Cold before.
You've had what? Never.
I've never had Prime Cold.
It's twice as good cold.
Yeah,
really.
Yep.
3 times.
I
Kevin
love
says
when
3.
I give people this drink and they always go, "Whoa, this is actually really good." I was like, yeah,
What'd you
dude, I'm
expect?
lying, I'm lying.
At what point have you become, just want to throw this out there. When I first started working with you, and I'm sure Georgie can attest this as well, I used to have to physically retain you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm about to say,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
to
dude.
listen to 1 minute of business related content. Logan, this could be me and Jeff both sitting you down. This could be the biggest deal of your fucking life. And dude, we would be 30 seconds into the pitch from the business team of the opposing side or potential partner, and you would be gone.
Yeah.
You would be gone, bro. You would be on your phone. You'd be on Twitter. You'd be, what?
I know.
Sorry.
It just wasn't right. It just wasn't right at the time. I hate doing stuff that I hate doing.
Yep.
And like, if it's not right, it's really hard for me to convince myself to do it. And like, you know what else was the issue is? I didn't find the trifecta, which I found now. Ready? When passion meets business meets content. When I have these 3 things, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. And everything I do now and every new kickstart that I do and every new company and brand will have those 3 things.
Required.
Yeah, bro. I love collecting stuff. Why don't I start a collectible exchange that I can make content with regularly? Because I do box breaks. I open cards. I'm constantly buying new shit and different types of collectibles and diversifying my portfolio. Prime. I'm an athlete. It's a hydration beverage. Partnering with KSI was an extremely way to keep and make a friend who's also a fucking force of nature. The next thing is like, originals is like that part of me that I haven't really shown online. It's that brand new thing, and it's content, it's business,
art.
It's my passion, creation. So yeah, bro. Like I would encourage everyone to to try to find that thing that they love, and if you do it well enough and long enough, you can make a life out of it. And then you know what they say is, if you do what you love, you never have to work a day in your life. Mac was talking about vacation yesterday. He's like, bro, why don't we go on vacation? I'm like, we were sitting with our legs in the pool at the top of the one hotel in Miami. I'm like, this is vacation. Sure, I'm like launching a company at that moment, just like on my phone doing my shit, but like, I love work. And a vacation, a standard vacation of me like going to Hawaii and like hanging out, if I have my phone, is going to end up being the same exact thing as like this, hanging out with my friends. Like, it's all I do. It's all I know.
I have a challenge for you that would heighten your happiness even more than what it is now.
The ALS Ice Bucket Challenge?
What?
The ALS Ice Bucket Challenge?
Watch out. It's coming from the roof. It's a bucket of water.
And the piano? What the fuck is up there?
Nice.
I think the only thing now you need to balance out is your relationships without being on your phone. I think once you really cherish the people around you, like fully, like take time away from your
I'm
work.
not there yet.
I know, but once you get there.
Yeah.
Once you get there, I really, I got reminded by on Instagram today when I saw Justin Bieber he posted a caption saying, show me something that's worth more than relationships. And it's just him with a bunch of his friends.
Passion. Remember when people would always say, and it always felt so forced, like a guru was saying it to you, do what ignites your soul, like what makes you feel.
Yeah.
Like for a profession. And I know it's easier said than done, especially for people watching this that have student debt, kids, a house to pay for, are living paycheck to paycheck. I know it almost sounds like, yo, fuck you. Like, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, like, man, if you can just find a way, it's really hard work, but if you can just find a way to do something that makes you feel, to your point, it will save you. It will fucking save you, because there's really only a couple things that make me personally feel like that. Number one is the mental health and substance stuff. When I speak, any clip you've ever seen of me that's gone viral from the show has been me talking about those subjects. Mm-hmm. Similarly to you, when you're talking about something that you're extremely passionate about. Similarly, same with George, right? When he talks about
it's like you enter a flow state. Yep.
100%. And my only access to that flow state is via highways built from my passions. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, otherwise I can't go. I can't get there. I can't get there unless I'm talking about shit that truly fucking moves me, dude. And that's why you have to identify that as soon as possible and like fall into it.
I also attempt to understand. Like, I want to try to maintain relatability in this, because, you know, I'll preach these like messages of motivation, but I wonder how many people I'm just talking past because they've either chalked up their dreams or given up on something because they've constantly failed over and over again. And it, you know, I know what it's like to be demotivated repeatedly, and it sucks. And I say this with privilege, but I just wonder how many times you can press the reset button and try one more time, and then one more time, and then one more time, and eventually it works.
It's also aggravated by factors of life that we've lost touch of to an extent. You know what I'm saying? It's like imagine you have this passion project that you do every night after you come home from work. You work a 9 to 5 so that you can put food on the table for your kids, so you can pay rent at your apartment that you live at. And every night you do this passion project, and you get shut down time after time. And then you finally start to get to a point where you put something together that you feel good about and people are starting to accept it. And all of a sudden there's like an illness in the family. You know what I'm saying? Or there's like the car breaks down when you're on your way to present it to potential investors. You know what I'm saying? And like your point about privilege is just so important.
That is life testing your skin.
Yeah.
This shit is hard. Having now received a lot, I'm seeing the input that goes in and really experiencing how much I'm working to receive a certain output. And it might look easy, but it's fucking not. Like, every person who's on that level of achievement works their fucking ass off. Like, it is hard. Drake said the money's hard to make. It is a fact. The shit is hard. And so, like, you're gonna be tested. You're gonna be tried. You're gonna be wrung out.
What's the point though?
Of
what is the point of it?
Of what?
At the end of the day, my point of my goals are happiness, right? Because if I said
that should be everyone's, right?
Yeah. So I feel that the reason why, and I say this a lot, me flipping burgers at Five Guys is the exact happiness that I am doing what I'm doing now, is because I didn't put my happiness second place to my goals. And I think when you start not being happy to your day to day, everything gets tougher. So when you know how to check yourself,
Exponentially harder, yeah.
if you know how to check yourself, and it comes with putting your pride away and humbling yourself, being grateful for what you got going on, it makes the journey a lot easier. It's kind of like that saying that, like, okay, there's a wolf chained up in the dark and there's one chained up in the light. Which one lives? The answer is whichever you choose to feed. So the journey could be really fucking stressful or very, very dark and hard, or it could be beautiful and you could be enjoying every step of the way. But if you're too blinded on, I have to be there right now to be fucking happy, then you're fucked, because when you get there, you're going to want more. Their journey never ends until your heartbeat does.
Are you goal-oriented?
Not anymore.
I'm not either.
At all.
Suck.
I have goals and I'm consumed by them. Reed knows that. They consume me, but my number one thing now is to be completely happy and make sure everybody around me is happy.
Interesting, because I'm very goal-oriented.
So your happiness comes from checking boxes?
No.
It doesn't?
No. My happiness comes from attempting to check the boxes.
Got it.
So that,
And
the journey is beautiful now.
With that beautiful journey, everything else flourishes.
So it works.
It works because
Have you got to where you want to be?
Yeah, and beyond.
And is there other places you want to be?
Yeah, sure.
Does that psych you out with what you got going on now?
No.
It's because you're grateful.
Very much.
100%.
Very much, yeah.
So if you don't have gratitude, okay, I want to tell you a story. When I lived in that Sycamore apartment,
Yep.
and for people that do know, I grew up in a very nice neighborhood, and I grew up with my mom and dad, and they took care of me. I came into this very gross apartment. Everything was broken. There was mold on it. I walked in, and I go, ew, what am I doing here? And then my mom laughed, and she goes, well, if this is going to bother you, pack up and leave now, because God's never going to bless you if you don't cherish what you have now. So I literally scrubbed that floor every day and cleaned up mold that would never fucking leave, and I would thank God for it. And it went from this kid that was in LA that's like, fuck, it's so hard, I'm never going to make it, to like, dude, I can't believe the beach is 15 minutes away from me. I can't believe I get to go outside every single day and literally pursue I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it. Any position you're in, you could be at the fucking lowest or the highest. I promise you, there's a little crack where God could shine so much happiness into your life.
I think also language is important in the way that you think and feel. So like a verbiage shift is massive.
100. That's something I've been trying to work on more than anyone, because a lot.
I know you do it, bro.
Stop saying. I know it's very important for me, because, and this is a balance, by the way, too. I do. This is not me. We're talking about manifestation right now. There is an aspect of my mental health that is chemically driven. So as much as I want to focus on happiness, as much as I want to focus on all the good that I have in my life, gratefulness, and all those very important aspects, unfortunately, I am somewhat a slave to the more scientific end of things, which is that I do have a chemical imbalance based on abuse that I've done to my body, based on things that I've dealt with my entire life. That said, there is no reason for me to compound that issue with poor self-talk. And so it's something I've really been really trying. Mental health, just like anything that we talk about in this show, is hard work. The happiest person is the person that works the hardest at being happy all the time. It's work. It is work. You have to train your mind, like you just talked about, to see the light in situations of darkness, right?
30 seconds out.
Can I wrap that up with like a quick little thing? Not to get religious. 30 seconds. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. He said, let there be light, there was light. He also said that we were made in His image. If you believe in a higher power and we're made in His image, He actually showed us that He speaks things into existence. So if you don't get up every single day and tell yourself you're amazing and you're in a great place and you're going to go somewhere, you're gonna do that. But if you get up every single day, be like, oh, dude, life's hard, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna give you guys an example. Surround yourself with some people, look at the way they talk and their actions. The people that are like always saying negative things, they're fucked. The people that are always positive, they're amazing. I want you to really observe that for the next day until we come back. Now, where's Masvidal? I want to talk to
Masvidal. He should be entering this door momentarily. Coming out of the hall right now. No, stop. Behave yourself.
Dumbass.
Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, now that Jorge Masvidal is here, thank you for watching this episode of Impulsive.
We'll see you later
next week.
Peace.
Bro, traffic or what?
That and the kids. Baby mama got there a little bit late, so I had to wait. Couldn't can't just pass them off to somebody. They're a little pressure, so I had to You know, she's saying traffic, but who knows, man?
Kids first, right?
Yeah, always.
We know that with you for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing today?
Good, my brother.
Yeah.
Another day alive, so I can't complain, man.
Yeah, bro. Dude, you're a fucking legend. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Hell yeah, bro.
we're
Happy
really
be
excited to
here,
have
man.
you.
Fuck yeah, man.
Dude, I've been watching you for a while.
Bad man.
You know what you are?
Bad man.
You're one of those dudes that was like always destined, I think, to be a star, and then you see one thing and get like hooked on them. My first turn on to you was when you knocked out Darren Till.
Oh, okay.
So, but like that's late, no? Because you had a whole fucking flourishing career before that.
That's a good one, though. It was a fucking...
Come on.
It's a good knockout.
Come
man.
on, bro. That was
That
clean.
dude was hurting after that.
That was clean. And then you get invested in your backstory. Then you do it again. And then you're like, oh, shit. This dude used to fight in the backyard
Back
on
then.
YouTube. You come a long way.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wild ride, dude.
Hell yeah, man.
And why you got a Pokemon box?
So I want to break these with you on my whatnot, man. On breakers, brother. This is a good one, though. I didn't bring you no cheap shit, brother. Come on.
That's 40K?
Just about, man.
Okay.
That's what I'm hearing, man.
Okay.
Give or take.
That's some good shit. I didn't know you.
Some
I didn't.
great shit.
Dude, I didn't know you broke boxes like that.
I thought you just broke faces.
I prefer breaking faces. It's like my truest of passions, but this is pretty damn cool too, you know? I fucking love this shit, man.
Did you grow up watching Pokemon?
Nope, didn't. I got into that a little bit later. I was all about like X-Men and fucking Marvel when I was younger, brother. Pokemon wasn't even around yet, I think.
Did you watch Dragon Ball Z by any chance?
Fuck yeah.
That's my man, bro.
Yeah.
What about WWE?
No, not much. I know some of the bigger names and characters, but I wasn't like a big WWE fan. It was more like boxing, wrestling at the time. Then MMA came out, and that's all I watched.
Yeah.
Got it.
Anime?
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
fucking a couple other movies that I saw, like Vampire D, Ninja Scroll. Those like
Do you watch
old schools.
One Punch Man?
Yeah, I know you're talking about the boxer dude, right? Yeah. I haven't seen that one in a while, but yeah.
Bet.
I got a little bit older when I discovered that one or when it came out, so I didn't get too deep in that one, but I know what you're talking about. It's fucking dope.
It's always funny hearing someone who's so fucking badass, like what they're passionate about, interested, like behind the scenes. You're just a dude. You're just like the rest of us,
Dude, bro. I like food. I like chicks. I love money. You know.
Yeah.
Just another
Yeah.
dude,
Which
man.
order?
No particular order, actually, man. They change. They swap with me constant, man.
Yeah.
Would you say that you're the king of Miami?
Undisputedly, you know. But there's many kings living in this city. I will say that, you know. I have a kingdom of my own, you know. But there's many kings in this beautiful city, man. Before me and after me and all that, you know what I'm saying? Many kings in
Different
the city.
enterprises type shit.
Different enterprises, different spaces, you know. Different sectors, but Miami's a interesting city, man. So there's definitely a lot of kings here. You know?
Who's the biggest king in the history of Miami? Any enterprise? Freeway Ricky Ross.
I don't know, man, because I could, you know, to me, Uncle Luke, Uncle Al were like some of the biggest things, period. Trick Daddy was fucking huge. Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide is
305.
as fuck, man. He's known everywhere. I mean, like
It's in his name. It's literally 305. He
when I
literally
was
says it.
when I was in the Philippines like 15 years ago, they were bumping his shit. His shit was like number 1 and number 2 over there. And I was like, that's when it really hit me. Like, shit, this guy is fucking worldwide, you know? So definitely Pitbull, as far as like covering land goes, that guy fucking put a nice kingdom. Somebody else is from Miami. When it comes to the money side, Jeff Bezos went to school out here, Palmetto, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no way.
So we got several money makers, stars out here. It's Miami, man.
I seen him at Live one night.
Yeah?
Going crazy.
Going
Bro, you know,
crazy?
that was funny to me, bro. That was funny to see like Liv and Perp. You know, Purple at like
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
table, like just kicking it, like him like going nuts. I think it was right after the divorce.
Damn.
And he had like a bunch of chicks at the table and
Jeff
shit.
B goes hard as
Babe,
fuck.
yeah.
If-
You were on the yacht with him.
No, I was. He was on the yacht just months prior, and Jeff B like skydives. She's crazy. So yeah, Florida breeds some real champs. I bet, bro. You always been violent.
I'm not like a violent person. Like if we're just chilling, I'm chilling. But I do like scrapping, man. So I've liked it since a kid. You know, the only thing that would get me to like sit still for a period of time would be like kung fu marathons on Saturday. So my dad would throw them on there and just like boom, that's what we're doing. You know, watching the kung fu and that's it. Like basketball, football, soccer. Though I have a lot of like admiration for those sports, they didn't captivate my attention. And I have like ADHD and all that shit through the spectrum. You know, so like I'm high enough the spectrum. So I couldn't sit there long enough to even figure out football, you know, with all the breaks and stops. So my attention has always solely been like I'm fighting would like captivate me, you know.
Yeah, 100%. But then you started doing it yourself, and you realized like, oh, I'm kind of good at
Love
this,
it,
or
love
what?
it. Yeah. Once around like, I'm gonna say like 7, 8 years old, I was already like very into some form of martial arts, karate, kung fu, whatever it was. I was like all about it. Then when I discovered MMA, I was like, this is the greatest thing ever, you know.
Did you wrestle in high school?
I wrestled freshman year, but I never had the grades to compete. My GPA was like a little bit under.
Way. Oh, so they didn't let you play.
They wouldn't let me play, but I would have had the varsity spot at 147 pounds my freshman year, and I started wrestling that same year. But the weight at that time there was like nobody good. All the other guys that were good were like a couple weights below me, so I could have easily snuck up that spot. They let me compete a couple times, but I didn't have the grades JV, and it was a blast. But I dropped out of high school like shortly after and got right to it. You know, got to work.
Oh, you dropped out of high school?
Yeah,
dude, you dropped out of high school to pursue a sports career?
Just fight, man, because I knew like once I got far enough in school that I was like, all right, I'm not gonna be a mathematician, but I could hire that mathematician. I'm not gonna be a fucking this and that, but this is what I can do. And UFC was already going for a couple years, and back then it was like nothing for a fight. Like I don't know, $60,000-$70,000 for a fight. And I was like, fuck, this is my way out. This is me. I love fighting, and they're paying for this shit. I'm done. This is all I'm gonna do the rest of my life. So since like 13, I made that decision, but 16 I dropped out and just pursued fighting.
That backyard stuff, they had money involved, right?
Yeah.
Did they put it in like a hat?
No. That would have been cool too. It was just fucking like people going around, you know, and then I mean, not that Kimbo was overseeing the bets, God rest in peace, but he was there, so there was like no tomfoolery, you know. Everybody just
he held the money.
He didn't hold the money, but you know, like when Kimbo's there, everybody has a different form of respect. You know, everybody's much more polite, and there was never like really an incident with the money back behind the scenes or nothing.
That's it. Have you always been a believer in this like talk shit, get hit mentality? There's been a lot of conversation. I know we're kind of tiptoeing around the topic a little bit right now, but Will Smith, T.I. got on stage with a comedian yesterday who had some shit to say about him in the audience, and he got up and took the mic. What? Yeah, and said some shit to her. It was like, where do you think? Do you think there's a line that is drawn, and you could answer this however you want, for people that talk shit as a way to drive entertainment, content, and viewership?
Man, I think that line varies from everything, you know, like from comedians, right? Their line's gonna be different maybe than like two scientists that work together, something like that. I think there's gonna be lines in all fields, but lines that you just don't cross is, I don't care how much I dislike any of you. I'm not gonna talk about none of your moms, your kids. I don't care about your significant other. If my problem's with you, then you I come at, you know? And in there, and especially in sports, right? Like whether it's two football players that are on the line and they're just talking shit to each other to get inside each other's heads, it's part of sports, you know? I don't mind shit talking it out to me or about me or anything like that, you know? I definitely think there has to be some lines drawn, because if not, it'll just keep going and going. And when you're involving other people, like if I was to say something about your wife, let's say, and then you get home and then you have to answer to your wife, I'm putting you in a fucked up spot for no reason, you know? So things that like that I don't agree in.
But that's the name of the game.
That's the name of the game.
That's why they do it. Like I remember in a couple of my back and forths with KSI, he would bring up my girl at the time, and then it would cause rifts between us in real life, which is like the worst.
But that's not professional, right? Because that's on your personal. So then if you one day see KSI and you're like, yo, what's all that shit you were talking about? It's no longer professional. It's back to the personal. They did it. That's how I feel. So we fix it, you know, you keep it, we keep it either professional or we don't, you know? And though I come from an environment that's way different than what the pro fighting is like, I've always kept the pro. I don't have any points for even like fouling somebody, because I try to fight as clean as possible. I don't bring any of those street elements with me ever into like a prize fight combat. But if people so choose to do it, that's on them, you know. And of course, you could do whatever you want, but there's got to be some type of consequences, right?
So did you think it was out of pocket for Will Smith to smack, or do you think that was like okay?
Yeah, in that specific circumstance, what did you think of that situation?
Because of some current situations, I'm gonna plead the fifth right now.
Yeah, got it.
What kind of current? What kind of current situations?
Some situation I won't even mention right now, but I'm for the Will Smith thing, I'm gonna say I don't know. The only thing I found that it was funny is that he laughed originally. Then he looked at it. Then he looked at his chick and she gave him the go ahead, like, dog, you better not be laughing. He was like, shh, you know. So that was hilarious to me, man. But I mean, to each his own. How everybody chooses to handle their business, that's theirs, you know. I mean, I know she's going through her thing. She's got like alopecia, I think. I could see why he'd be
But the internet is unforgivable, bro.
Yeah.
They pull
And
out
undefeated.
all the stops. They have clips of her being like, I don't even care about people talking about my hair. And they have all these times of him saying like, he like this. My favorite is the Will Smith one in Fresh Prince, where he's like laughing and his girlfriend's like looking at him like this.
Yeah.
And he goes, and it's like all that. Dude, I go, how do they find this shit?
Everything.
Or they remade a SpongeBob episode where he's on stage talk. Oh my! I lost it. The internet won in every single situation like
Always
this.
does.
It always wins.
What were your feelings after the last Covington loss? Did you feel like everything about that fight was fair? And like, what was your vibe like after that, coming out of that fight?
I was fucking irate. I was upset, you know. And I just like to be in isolation when I get like that. It's just better for me, you know. Take a couple days to figure it out. And if I have a problem and I can't figure it out, fuck, then it's a real problem. You know, I could fail in something, but if I could find a way to fix it, you know, I think I could go back and address that again, and then I could sleep with peace at night, you know. So that's what I did. Like 5-6 days in like that nowhere land, like fuck, you know. And then I came up with a plan, and now I'm just gonna execute that plan, you know.
What is that plan?
Get right back to work in a different way, you know. I've been doing this sport for quite a while. Thank God I don't have like injuries that are like crazy bad right now at the moment that I can't like push through. So I do have like a lot of data that I could use to go back on and start to fucking dissect that and see what works and what doesn't going forward, and to solve these riddles. I've had a problem with wrestlers. It's a couple times that I've had the problems, you know. Well, not just like a guy that was decent, like the more standout wrestlers, I've had a problem with him, and you know, I've also been in a lot of problems to a lot of wrestlers, but definitely I've had a problem with him, you know, because of it's like the complete opposite of what I am, you know. I'm a pretty damn good striker that has good speed, good timing. I could, you know, change my tempo a lot. I could keep other strikers guessing a lot and on their toes. With wrestlers, when they take me out of my element and they're able to keep like pressing that hugging game, even when I do bring it to a neutral, it's like fuck, I spent a lot of extra power like doing that. So like knowing these things in mind and shit, I just have like a slight different plan and formula going forward to address these problems that I've had most of my careers with the fucking wrestlers, you know?
I saw you handle one very good wrestler one time with a specific move.
Yeah.
Do you think that you could ever revisit maybe taking that action, early action?
Definitely. There'll be times that'll present itself again. I just have to be prepared to take that opportunity when it's there again.
Before you were running at Ben Askren and kneed him in the neck and knocked him out in like 7 seconds, did you know you were going to do that?
Well, I knew that. Going into the cage, I was like, yeah, there's a good chance I'm going to land this. When I got into the cage and I saw how he was acting and how like imposing he was, like he just wanted to come forward, I was like, man, there's a good chance he's gonna come forward. And if he comes forward, his next thing is because what he does is duck, go for the shot. And if he does that, he's dead. Because I don't care if I hit him in the chest, the neck, the jaw, or the shoulder. It's like a sniper shot. Wherever it hits you, it's gonna, like, if I hit him in the collarbone, it'll break his shit. You know, so I knew that as long as he took that initiative forward step, I was gonna fuck his world up, you know.
And you did.
Yeah.
And then you got in his face after he hit the ground.
Yeah.
And just like slammed the mat.
Yeah. I had to count his ass out because he says he's a wrestler. So I just pinned his ass. So I had to like, yo. Yeah, I got pinned, brother.
Shout out Ben Askren. He's such a nice kid. That's like a tough one.
He's
such a
plays
fucking
frisbee.
Disc golf.
Yeah,
he
disc
loves
golf.
disc. Do you think you should stick to disc golf?
I don't give a fuck what he's 6'2", bro. whatever makes him money, man.
He's such a nice guy.
He followed that up with getting knocked out by Jake. It's
rough.
And bro, you and Jake
and
go
it was
back
bad.
and forth, no?
Yeah, a little bit, man. Jake got upset when they asked me about Woodley, you know. Woodley's my brother, man. Of course I'm gonna fucking go for my boy Woodley all the time. And since then, he's, you know, we've had our back and forths and stuff, but
I'll take care of him, don't worry.
Because I saw you guys were you were like teaching him the knee or the punch or something.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's cool with it. And then then he got upset, and it's hard for me to keep track of Jake's beefs.
Yeah. I could imagine. Yeah, freaking, you know, they asked me in an interview who I thought would win. I was like, my boy Woodley, you know, he's going to win him by knockout. Was I wrong? Whatever, bro.
Yeah, but that spawned like a ton of shit talking.
Yeah.
You know, especially from Jake's side. Do you ever, is there any world, planet, continent where you ever see a Masvidal Jake Paul fight happening?
Man, I love money. I stated that earlier in you guys' show. If it made me money, like a ton of it, why the fuck not, you know? And no matter what, I feel like the chips are stacked on my side, right? Because he just got into this like combat. However long he's been doing it, 5-6 years. I've been doing it since a kid. So even though it's not what I have my fucking PhD in, it's still a form of combat that I have way more time than him doing and way more endurance. So of course I feel like, man, the chips are on my side, big money, and I would bet on myself that I win that fight, you know.
But I think that Tyrant kind of had that same thought process. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
definitely.
What do you like? What do you have to say about what you have seen from Jake Paul in terms of his capabilities in the boxing ring?
Well, his last fight, I was there live, right? And the best thing that I saw from him is that he got cracked numerous times in this last fight. And I think he even suffered like a little headbutt. And I saw his face in that run round where he was like, oh shit, it's a fucking real fight. Like, he was like that. And the next round, he was still kind of like fucking in down belief. But then eventually, he came back and he started fighting harder and better. So that's the best thing I've seen about him so far, is that he actually had real adversity. Woodley caught him like maybe, I don't know what round it was, his second, third, or maybe like the third round. Woodley caught him like 2 good shots, man. And he kept his composure and fought through it. So I definitely think he's improved. But Woodley's also a fighter that's very good for him to fight. You know, Woodley's fights in spots. Woodley's not crazy aggressive. He'll explode on you with his one great shot. And MMA would work because he had a great low kick, great takedown, great overhand. But in boxing, to where, you know, if all you have is a good right hand, I kind of see that, you know, because I just got to keep my hands up. I don't got to worry about a takedown or a leg kick. I just kind of could do this and, you know, like Jake was doing, catching a lot of them here, wearing them out and coming back. I don't fight like that a lot. I use both my hands a lot. So I definitely think it'd be a complete different fight with me and him.
But aren't y'all like really, really locked up with the UFC contracts?
Yeah.
Absurdly,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, yes and no. You know, we're locked up till it makes sense kind of to them, you know, like if they said, you know, fuck, this fight's gonna generate us XYZ dollars, yeah, let's do it. We'll put a fee on it.
Is it a fight by fight basis? Like you have to fight a certain amount of times, or is there some sort of like contingency or extension that they can exercise?
My contracts all across the board are a little different. My particular one, I signed a 5-fight deal, and there's a clause on that for time. And if I was to like deny fights for a certain amount of time, then it could get extended.
Okay.
But, you know, if I fought out these, like, I'll tell you something. If I fought out these, like, it's fine for 5. Like, once I would get to like 4 fights before I become a free agent, they will throw a lot of money in my face before I hit the free agency market.
Right.
And for every fighter, it varies and it's different. You know, it might not be the same for the next guy as for me. They might throw a fucking shitload of money to me because they don't want me to become a free agent for whatever reason, you know. Or maybe even before I get to that 4th fight, in the 3rd fight, they'll come at me and they'll be like, hey, let's sit down and talk before we go any further. We're going to have you sign another 5-6 fight deal. These are what the numbers are, you know. So that's how kind of they also like keep you.
Yeah. It's a carrot on the stick.
You know,
shit.
yeah, exactly. You know?
Where would you say, as we're talking about like longevity, where would you say you currently believe yourself to be in comparison to what other people would call the golden age of Jorge Masvidal? Have you peaked? Are you over the hump? Like, I know you're not going to fucking say that, but like, how do you feel about your current standing, about where you currently are and where you're going to go over the next, 6 to 12 months?
Man, I'm 37 now, and I've been doing it professionally since 18. So people could decide what the best version of me. But as far as I go, there's some areas where I've improved tremendously, and where when I was 27, a better athlete, I didn't have that know-how now, because MMA, that's just one of those things you could be a champion like Glover, right? 43, 42. In this sport, as long as you choose to accept that every day you can learn something, you can. In the moment you don't want to, well, then you're gonna stay behind there, you know. So on a technical level, I'm a lot better. I definitely hit harder now than when I was at 55. I was cutting too much weight. And something that leaves athletes as they progress is speed and reflexes, you know. So the only way I can know if my speed and reflex is still there, I go to the gym and I work out with the guy that's like at American Top Team, where we have a shit ton of world champions and ex-world champions, and we have a guy ranked in every weight class at the UFC pretty much, except but 2. I go in there with those guys that are 25, 26. And I've always determined I'll hang up the gloves when I can no longer compete with these guys, right? Once I can't do a round with so-and-so and I'm getting my ass beaten, it's no longer fun, it's time for me to hang it up. but I'm still kicking their asses. I'm still doing well. I'm still doing great in practice. So my speed's still there if I could hang with these guys, and my reflex is still there, you know. And
How's
I know
your hunger, though? How's the hunger?
the hunger's always there, man. I mean, I these last like 2-3 fights I haven't had to fight. You know, I'm good for the rest of my life. The hunger's not for the money.
Yeah.
The hunger's for the same things that I set out to do when I was like 13 years old, you know. And it's still the same goal, and it's still the same vision. So I got plans on how to get there, a little bit different than I have in the past, do things a little different to address a certain issue, and that's just the fucking wrestlers, you know.
Would you say Covington was one of the harder battles that you've had? Because, you know, we've seen you have some fucking crazy fights. Diaz, I mean, like, dude, like,
yeah, it wasn't like a war where I was like getting hurt, but I did get into some bad positions that led into me getting more bad positions. And like I said, man, the wrestling, if you get like under a guy that's good and he's on top of you early, it's wear and fucking tear on your body, you know. And I was prepared for it, you know, but just it wasn't my day. I was a little flat in the wrestling department when I needed to be at 110% in the wrestling department.
How do you combat that? How do you keep it as a up game and try to like keep him from getting to the ground? Like, what would you do if it was round one right now and you're going in? What would your strategy be?
Punch him in the face, definitely, you know. But there's different ways to go about it. But one of the best programs in the country, I should say actually, the best program in the country currently for the last 10 years is Penn State. I got some good friends over there, so I'm gonna go spend some time in Pennsylvania and just wrestle in the morning, wrestle at night, wrestle in the morning, wrestle at night, and just stay doing that because I don't feel like I have to work on my boxing not to be cocky or my kicking for any time now. You know, it's there in my system. I just gotta sharpen it up before fight. So one of my main plans right now is just go wrestle, man, day and night, and see what comes out of it. You know, wrestle with the guys best in the country. I'm not looking to become
You just want to outmaneuver them when it happens.
Yeah, you know, just constantly being there with the country's best, and they have numerous Olympians from there. They got David Taylor won a gold medal for us, and amongst the talent over there is insane for the wrestlers. So I'm just gonna go over there and get my ass kicked, become a parachute for these guys. But who cares, you know? Let's see what comes out of it, and then come back into the sport of MMA and see where I'm at. You know, I don't know how long that journey's gonna take me. I don't know if I'm gonna go there 6 months. I don't know if I'm gonna go there 6 weeks till I get that breakthrough. But I know it'll come from just being in there, you know.
Yeah.
So that's my plan.
Is Dana? How's the relationship with Dana right now? Is he patient? Is he?
With me right now, they love me, man. They're really, really happy with the work. They're in a good space right now, and it's always on. Like, I'm in the driver's seat. They're like, whenever you're ready, you tell us, and bam, we'll put it together. You know.
Sick.
Yeah. Not only of the current fighters, I'm the biggest draw, but I deliver. You know, if I sign that contract, I'm gonna come compete. I'm gonna make weight, and I'm gonna give it all I got to fucking put on the show. You know, so they love that. You know.
Yeah. You always have. You always have. You're definitely a massive draw. You've earned it. I was gonna ask because, like, man, you're definitely tough as fuck. But surely there are some shots that fucking hurt, no? And like, how you mentally get over those? You think a big shot to the head? Or...
At the time, it's like, it's crazy. I feel it, but it's like, if I'm too hurt that I can't keep up on my feet, all right. But if I can, God be with you, because it's like this fucking this thing in me where I just want to hit you back so much harder. And you can see it like in the Darren Till fight. He knocks me down.
Yeah.
Like the lights went off, right? And sometimes you get knocked down, literally feels like somebody turned off the lights, and then they turn them back on, and you're like, where the fuck am I? It's happened so much already. I know where I'm at now. I'm like, oh, I'm not at the house playing video games. I'm in a fight. So as I'm dropping.
Imagine that feeling.
That's what happened to Ben Askren.
Yeah,
No,
but
like,
different to him though.
He woke up in the hospital.
Yeah,
he was like,
he woke up a
in the
week
hospital.
later. Yeah, that's different.
He's like,
but-
did I lose?
Dude, really imagine, because like I thought about it, because when I passed out on the plane, I thought I was still in my seat, and I was like, oh, I'm just napping. Like, I just told him I was napping. But imagine you thought you were napping, and you're in the octagon, and people are fighting you.
And then you get up, and this guy's like trying to kill you for real. Because now he's like, I hurt this guy, I'm gonna fucking finish him, you know. So that's like a good example. Like, as soon as I got my bearings back, all I'm trying to do is fucking kill him, and you get filled with this like rage and adrenaline. You know, not everybody. Some guys that get hit and they carry out, they get less and less. I really feel like if the hit doesn't put me out, I'm gonna come give you everything I got, motherfucker.
Learned that from Goku, by the way.
Yeah.
He asked you what shots in the octagon hurt you and how you mentally get over them. We were talking about social media earlier and its benefits and the bad things about social media. does social media affect you? What does your time spend look like on it? For example, Colby did the Nelk Boys, the Full Send podcast. Did you see it?
No.
How'd you feel about it? Do you
No.
see the comments? Does 50-44 bother you? Like,
50-44.
what was the score in the last fight?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, does that?
Oh, definitely.
does
Whether it
any-
was him or against anybody, it fucking bothers the fuck out of me, you know. I don't really do too much social media, man, for a while now. Reason being, you get lost in the sauce in there quick, man. There's too many little mamas and shit out there, bro. And then,
That's what he said.
you know,
Just
it's just
talking
like,
about it.
you know, I probably shouldn't snitch on myself, but yeah, that's like number one, right? And I'm trying to be an athlete, you know. So that's number one right there. Number two, I don't know. I do the social media enough, even if when I don't want to, because I gotta get paid, right? I got these sponsors, I gotta post them up. Anyway, so I try to like limit my time there, you know. Maybe spend it in places that'll be a little bit better for me. I got a team and I pay them a shitload. I pay these motherfuckers so much money to handle all that shit. I don't even want to hear about it, bro. Unless there's like a unicorn in my DMs that I
Yeah.
you know, there's just something there that I've like, you know what? Okay, I'll come back to Instagram for like a week or two.
So do they let you know? Like, does the team like, yo, there's this chick from Sao
Yeah,
Paulo,
yes,
Brazil.
yeah,
You gotta see this shit.
They my close guys that are in there, there's like a Richter scale, you know, and depending how bad the earthquake is, I get, you know, notified.
Do they talk to them for you, and then when the shit's already spiced up, they're like, "Yo, take it from here."
It could be like that. It could be like hey, you want me to take over for this because you're busy doing things? I'd be like, yeah, just, you know, keep it.
You
know,
ever get some like reckless shit? Like, no.
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
You should see his, dude.
Yeah.
Well, because he's branded himself as like the sex fiend in a way. Like he has that leg. You know, bro. He's dating a porn star, did drugs. You know, he's got that
The
vibe.
biggest porn star, by the way, not like just a porn. Like,
Who?
Her name's Lana Rhoades.
Oh yeah. Everybody knows Lana Rhoades. What's going on, buddy?
that's a fucking unicorn. Yeah, you would come back to that one. That's great.
Yeah. So I see some crazy shit, but I can only imagine that the shit you get is fucking probably wild too.
Well, you're in like a different market now because you're a lot of those eyeballs now on you, so that's a different, you know.
It's
got
weird.
a couple friends that work in the industry, and those parties are a little different, man.
Strange, bro.
Those
Strange.
parties, yeah, strange to say the least.
It was a fun community to like be like that. That was a real relationship, but before that, it was a fun community to kind of play around in for a while. We definitely had fun and
different community
for sure. It's a wild place.
It's a wild west over there.
Yo, if you would you say at the end of the day, if you had to give a 1-word answer, social media is good or bad?
One word answer?
Yeah,
I would
sorry.
say depends.
Okay.
Wow, bro.
He just said, "Fuck your,
Bro,
fuck,
dude,
fuck
he
your
did
rules."
reverse Uno on you, dog. Whoa, let's go, bro. Depends. I'm gonna think about that later. I'm like, motherfucker.
What did he mean?
He's right.
He checked you too. He's like, one word. Depends.
All right, I'll say something. If like us, we're all doing good here, right? But there's a lot of people that just can't figure it out in a way that they're not doing so good in life. They fucking click on the phone and they see me at some steakhouse and maybe that day I got lucky and I have a hot date and they're thinking that's how life is supposed to be. Look at me, I'm a fucking, what the fuck am I doing? Maybe it motivates them or maybe it puts them in a deeper depression. So I really say depends because a lot of people can't handle it, man.
Whose fault
You
is
were
that?
talking about that.
Not yours.
It's not mine.
Not
No.
yours.
For that and that alone, it's not mine. And I never see somebody and like, oh fuck, that could be me on the jet or any of these things. But there's a lot of people that doesn't happen to, unfortunately.
I think
you know?
I think it's a greater audience that goes the opposite way because you can tell by the output from those accounts. How many people would you say DM you, yo, fuck you, you fell off, you ain't a fucking real fighter anymore, you ain't Gamebred, like all that kind of shit, versus how many people say, yo, you're one of the best ever. I just want to say I respect your work ethic and what you do and what you post online makes me want to work harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that balance look like?
Yeah, there's definitely a good amount of both.
Oh,
More of the good, but there's definitely a good amount.
You have more of the on the good side of the motivation, like.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but he's a fighter.
Yeah,
Definitely,
that's
definitely.
true.
Yeah, but
It'd be
also like
at least on a bad day it'll be like 70% good, 30% bad.
Damn.
Also,
That must
who gives
be
a
fucking-
fuck? Respectfully, who gives a fuck
Yeah.
what they're saying about you?
No. I'm not
exactly.
saying that anyone should give a fuck. I'm just saying it's slightly indicative of what they're getting out of the social media experience. That's it. I'm not saying anyone should listen to either way.
I think social media is like a hammer. You could either build a beautiful house with it, or you could just fucking murder
Yeah.
somebody with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Fuck yeah. Yeah. That's a perfect way to
It
put
could be
it.
a murder weapon, or it could be like, wow, look what you just did. It's so
Fuck
beautiful.
yeah. Yeah.
Me and you see eye to eye, man.
Sure.
Did you say when someone's looking at your social media, they see you eating at a steakhouse or beating at a steakhouse?
Eating. with an E.
Okay.
He usually doesn't go for those. He's not that guy, pal. He's just not.
Eating.
That was as soon as I
But
heard steakhouse.
unrelated.
No, I wasn't going to, but then you gave me a look. I was like, oh, it's
Just went to a great steakhouse yesterday while we're on the subject. Shadow Wagyu, guys. Try it while you're in Miami.
Really?
you like your Wagyu?
I like Wagyu. I like fucking bison. I like deer. I like big meat lover.
Do you know who Liver King is?
Liver King? No.
Liver King on social media. How do you
Bro,
describe
you
this
gotta see
gentleman?
this guy,
Homo
dude.
sapien.
Jorge, you gotta see.
Yeah,
this guy.
yeah. Like a modern day, very successful Neanderthal who eats a strictly carnivore diet. We had him on our show.
Is that the guy that shredded?
Yes.
Yeah, I have seen him.
Yes.
Okay, I know who you're talking about now. Yeah.
So he brought his plate of
Testicles,
goodies,
pancreas.
liver, all sorts of. We drank blood on the show.
And he's eating
Yeah,
it raw.
dude.
Yeah.
His whole family is his kids, his wife.
Testicles, dude. Raw. Would you ever eat raw testicles? I feel like you.
I've done some crazy shit, and I got this thing that I say like when in Rome, right?
Yeah.
When in Rome.
Yeah. But fuck, I don't know, bro. I feel like I got enough testosterone in me as it is, you know. So if like the thing for that is to eat it to get more testosterone,
That's what
I
it
think
is.
I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
But you probably go on a crazy diet when it comes to fight time or just regularly.
Yes, no. Once I'm like 6-7 weeks out, much more dialed in on my diet, my calorie intake, things like that.
Yep.
It's never like too crazy at 170. At 155 pounds was a different story. I fucking used to have to cut so much weight, so much running.
That shit sucks, dude.
Yeah. Like
You drink?
alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah, here and there.
Smoke?
Yeah.
They told us when you were coming. They're like, we just want to let you know, he's gonna be baked. Yeah. That's what this. He's gonna be fucking baked.
How do
bro.
you get up and do shit, bro?
The funny thing is that marijuana gives me energy, brother.
What the fuck?
Same.
You know what he's
Yeah.
basically saying?
It's like-
Marijuana's a hammer. Some people
Yeah.
use it to fall asleep. Other
Exactly.
people use it to build a beautiful house.
Nice.
Exactly. I could smoke, run a marathon. I could smoke, go to a 2.5-hour practice, and like,
Wow.
fine,
you train
you know?
while you're high?
you know, yeah.
Sometimes?
I'm gonna say yeah. Not all of my practices, but you know, a lot of practices I don't. I'm not against like smoking a fat one or maybe like 4 and then fucking practice.
Yo, I'm not against smoking a fat one or 19.
Four.
Yeah, it's
What
fucking,
the fuck?
Damn.
Okay, I don't know if you're allowed to talk about this.
Oh, God.
But what is your favorite off like market fight? Like I'm talking like you're at a Taco Bell and this guy's like chirping at you and you're like,
that's a good one. The spit and the slap is a good one.
have you ever caught it in the air while it hits the face like and time it right and just
No, man, no. But I'm gonna have to steal that one, bro. It's a pretty good one, bro. For you know, Miami, it's famous for the slapping as well, and
it's disrespectful, bro, to get slapped.
and in the Latin community, it's like the worst thing.
Dude, that and a
Like, you
finger in
gotta
your
shoot.
face. You put a finger in my face,
Yeah,
I'm biting
finger-
that shit off.
Yeah, fingers.
Only
yeah.
my dad could put his finger in my face.
I like I like the slap because it also gives you a chance to assess the situation. Be like, oh, you want to keep going, and if I'm doing it right, I'm gonna get a little bit of finger in your ear, so you get that beep.
Then you can't really talk to him afterwards because then you're like,
Exactly. Yeah, they can't hear shit, and then you're giving them time to like, do you want to keep going, or are
Yeah.
you good with that slap, and then everything's gonna be fine.
Well, because there's there's two people. There's one that will take it and go back to dinner and be like, wow, that sucks. And then the other one.
There's the Chris
is-
Rock. So there's
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you gotta kill me, man. you gotta kill. You gotta kill me.
have you ever
just
been
gotta-
smacked? Have you ever been smacked?
Oh yeah. I've been slapped by chicks, by dudes, and fucking, you know, and
Chicks are the worst because like, what the fuck do you do at this point?
No, I think
Yeah.
it's kind of cool, actually. I think it's kind of cool.
Restrain.
I
Carefully restrain.
Wait, you
if
think it's
needed.
cool when you get smacked by a girl?
if I deserve it, yeah. And most times I probably deserve it.
I'm sorry for my man, bro. I don't know what, the fuck, what does that even mean? Well, how do you deserve a smack in the
I
face?
can be fucking
Yeah, if you gotta
difficult,
say
bro.
some fucked
I can
up
be
shit.
difficult, bro. And it's better than closing a fist than being assaulted by a girl you like. But like a little smack, like, yo, get your ass in check, boy. But sometimes us men need to be fucking handled. I don't know. Maybe.
I've never really been smacked by
with
anybody.
it.
Or by a
With you on
girl.
it. I think it depends on the situation. Like you have those like slap happy girls.
Oh, yeah.
Where
Nah,
like,
that's not
where
cool.
like
That's
you end up in a situation like where you come back with like she said a 6-piece nugget, you get a 4, and it's like. You know what I'm saying? And you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, we're done. Nah. Yeah, that ain't gonna fucking happen. They do it with the choking sometimes too, where they're like unconscious, and then you stop, and they're like, "Why'd you stop?"
You
You're
can't
like,
tell
you're-
if they're coming or dying.
Yeah, you're like, "Yo, dog, you're blue. Why do you? Like, what are you talking?"
The leg twitches. And then
I
you let
feel-
go. Like, no. And then they bring your hand back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No more coffee. No more coffee. He's got some coffee.
It's a pleasure meeting you, man.
You can't get that on any other program. You can't get that on any other program.
Yeah, so Brazilians.
Yeah.
How much is the Brazilian?
I don't know how much it costs. I didn't pay for it.
No.
The Brazilian butt lift.
BBLs, baby.
Oh, those are in.
A lot of those in Miami.
Those are in.
Yeah. A lot of those in Miami.
Is that the one that looks kind of natural?
Yeah. That's the real one. It's not the one that's like a rock in there. That's the
one that.
one of them's legal, one of them's illegal. So the one that feels really firm and is hard, that's the legal one. Any kind of injectable liquids, obviously I know about this stuff to an extent.
To like a tea, bro.
Any kind of I believe any kind of injectable liquids, they have to go to places like Brazil or like wherever for it, and because they leak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Oh, there've been some fatalities.
oh, 100%.
There've been some serious fatalities.
Like real
Yeah.
famous people that
Yeah,
have died
it's-
getting
yeah,
BBLs, 100%, because that shit leaks and it's very poisonous. How did we get here? How the fuck did
I
we
don't
get
know,
here?
but within the 30 seconds, I choked myself out, threw myself back.
That was the
Came
best.
back, and then we talked about leaking on ourselves. And I love that you giggled to yourself. He said leak, and he's like. So fighting. What's the one outside? You never told us a story. What's your favorite one that's outside the ring?
Really,
I was gonna ask. Let me piggyback that.
Moves, though, you said? Like moves? Is what you
like
said?
No, like-
fatality. What's
yeah.
your favorite
Oh,
fatality?
fatality? Like to end the motherfucker?
Yeah.
Boy, we need to watch. This guy's telling me no, but hypothetically.
He's got a no fatalities guy.
Yo, he has the no posture with his finger in his pockets.
He's
and
like,
his head goes,
unfortunately, we will not be doing fatalities today.
Bro, this is
called
me
him a
speaking
no
of friends of
fatality,
mine
yeah.
that
this is
are.
not
Oh, yeah,
you,
of
like a
course.
friend
Of
of
course.
This is like
Yeah.
a friend of mine. No, I'm not. He didn't ask for all this. You heard around. He said a favorite finishing move, not story. And there's
I'll listen
numerous
to the
finishing moves. The story. No, this story. I actually couldn't do story, but finishing moves of my friends, and I really agree with them in these finishing moves. If you're in the street, man, you don't want to get your hands or you just headbutt, right? And a lot of times people are fucking all up in your face, just fucking headbutt them in the nose.
Yeah.
Done.
dude.
It's done.
That's funny because that's a starting and a finishing move.
Yeah, yeah,
At the
it's
same
like-
time, it's a combo.
I don't have time because I'm on a dinner date, bro, and you keep getting in my face. Bah! The headbutt.
If you land
sit your
that-
ass down.
If you land
No,
that
and it's
right,
landing.
yeah.
It's landing.
Yeah.
Most of the people just come and violating your space. Well, you fucked up. You can't violate somebody's space, I believe, you know? So that's number one.
My dad's headbutt 3 men in front of it. 3 men at a liquor store. Shocking, my
Simultaneously?
Middle Eastern father owns a liquor store. But he always does, and you know, I know he's always about to headbutt because it's always the same question right before. He goes,
You
"What,
trying
my
to get
friend, I can't
headbutted?"
hear you. What? And then,
yes.
my friend, what? Motherfucker shit. I definitely cracked my head on that.
Oh my God, George! Yo, no more.
I know why the
coffee.
mics don't work when we start.
Yes, sir.
Are your eyes watering?
Yeah, no, that hurt. But listen, man, I commit to my
Yes,
jokes.
sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
the way to
somebody
do
like
it,
ice
though.
pack?
That's the way to do it, man. That's the way you get them in close. Bam! End them.
My friend, what? Come here. I can't hear you.
You gonna do it again?
No, I can't, dude. That really fucked me up.
Let me ask you something. Were you prepared for the extravagant lifestyle that your fighting career has garnered?
Yes, no. You know, a big part of me, no. 'Cause I didn't come into like real money till I was like a little older. So I was very like, money won't change me either. You know, I started getting money when I was like 34, like real money that I'm like, all right, I'm good for life. You know, so yes and no. You know, a part of me thought like, damn, I might never get this money. Part of me always knew I was gonna get this money. So then when I finally got the money, and it's a lot, it's like, shit, I'm good, man.
Yeah.
I'm good, you know. But in some cases, I'm not ready for it, right? Because fucking, I still be doing like dumbass shit just because I got money, you know.
Yeah.
Crazy ass dumb shit, spending dumb shit, going places I probably shouldn't be going, you know. Somebody calls you up, they're like, "Hey man, we got an extra seat on this fucking jet. Do you want to go here?"
Yes.
And
I
they're
do.
like,
He just heard
yeah.
jet.
It's
He's
literally,
like, yes.
it's the same thing. It's
And
every
then,
weekend.
and then you're in the fucking jet, and then, you know, you said you were going for 2-3 days max. It's been like a month. Nobody's heard from you, you know. So parts of me are very ready. Parts of me are still getting ready, you know.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. Because you definitely had a come up, major come up.
Who do you want for the next fight?
Man, I'm not even thinking that far yet. I'm just gonna, like I said,
Train.
go sharpen these tools. Go just wrestle, and fucking see what comes out of it, man. And once I'm like, all right, let's go, man. I feel like I've improved. I've leveled up. I've fucking hit a Super Saiyan on everybody. Bam, we'll find out who I'm gonna fucking murder.
Were you street Jesus before you grew your hair out?
The internet wasn't calling me that. They weren't calling me that before. But I used to have my hair when I fought with Kimbo's guys and stuff. But I didn't have the beard, and I looked like a fucking baby then. So the internet wasn't calling me that yet. It wasn't till the Ben Askren fight, right? Yeah, that's when they started calling me that and stuff.
I was just about to say, I know a guy that's extremely good at wrestling and also a very good teacher. You may want to hit him up to see if he'll train you in wrestling.
What's his name?
Ben Askren.
Ben, if you're hearing this, what's up? I could hire you, buddy. How much are your private lessons an hour, bud? You know, I would actually love to wrestle fucking with Ben like in a competition,
See?
you know?
See?
No,
I
like
like
straight
that.
wrestling.
Yeah.
Straight wrestling, I would do it. You know, I'm going to go sharpen up my tools and fucking that'll be a good little meeting. He's a 2-time national
That's what I'm
champion.
saying.
Olympic
You
alternate.
could probably pay-per-view that.
100%.
I would definitely fucking do it, you know? I would grapple him for some fucking monetary
Oh,
value.
yeah, I fucked my head up.
No.
Show it,
Pull that
show
hair back and zoom on in, buddy. It looks like my pimple. It looks like way worse.
Boil.
Let me tell you something, bro, and I'll do it again.
Damn.
I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go get some ice.
Damn, that guy's a badass.
Yeah, just imagine, bro. I'm gonna come home and be like, "Babe, listen, some guys were talking shit at Taco Bell, bro. Me and Maz, well, fuck him. We had to cut it though, couldn't show it, so you just have to believe me."
Yeah, Ben Askren.
I can't believe you guys are gonna fucking wrestle. Can you imagine if you guys did like a little exhibition wrestling match?
I sure would. I'd slam him on his neck too, I think.
No, but and then you
He's a better wrestler than me, undisputedly, but I am 10 times the athlete that guy will ever be. Like speed, power, all that shit.
He would
Nah,
tell you, this is what he told us, that it doesn't matter. Because on the podcast, I was like, yo, you're not really like built, you know, like that guy. And then it turns out he's really not that guy.
He's not. He's
At
not,
all.
You know, like with the fast twitch muscles, with the reflexes, he's not that guy now. When it comes to like scrambling, positioning, and endurance, it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
right? As much as I
yeah.
can't stand his ass, he didn't win those 2 national championships for nothing. He could scramble, and he has, in some departments, unlimited endurance. But shit, if I prepared for him for a 5-minute match, I'm at least slamming him on his head twice. I'll pick his ass up. He can't stop me from picking him up. Now, when we hit the ground, you know, shit could be a little different, but I'll slam him on his head at least twice, man.
he's super smart too. He told us that he was a genius on our show, and he's also.
And you believed him?
I just said he said it, but he's definitely like a strategist, right? But one thing I noticed about him is like when you're with him, and I think he basically admitted to this, is you just don't feel that intensity, like fighter intensity. You know what I'm saying? Like that desire.
Maybe
to
we
fucking-
didn't. He put you in a headlock.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I get beat up a lot. I just realized this on this podcast.
you beat
It's very
yourself up
dangerous.
sometimes,
It's very
too.
fucking dangerous.
That's swelling up.
They're fucked up.
What
It's
are
okay.
What are we gonna do about Kamaru Usman?
Keep training, man. Same thing with him. That's a Colby problem. It's the same thing. Wrestling. You know, the first fight just put me up against the fence, and I wasn't able to fucking let go. You know, the second fight, I'm thinking it's a takedown, it's a takedown, it's a takedown. I was doing well stuff in the takedowns, and boom, switch it up on me. So I definitely feel the problem that I have, the consistent problem I've had throughout my career, is my wrestling is not 100% there yet, you know. It's pretty damn good. It's a lot better than when I fucking first started. And shit, I got another at least 2-3 years in this sport. Why not fucking give everything I got into this wrestling shit, see what comes out of it, you know?
You think Usman's beatable?
oh, I know he's beatable. There's not a man alive that isn't beatable. And taking the second round out of it, the first round after I got up, I started landing some big shots on him.
Yeah.
The first knee I threw, he took me down off it. The second knee I hit him right here in the chest, and my thigh hit him on the jaw, wobbled him a little bit. So, and on the feet, he's nothing special, man. He might have got me, but he's nothing special on the feet. He's not like a legit striker on the feet yet, you know.
What about that lad Khamzat Chimaev? Is he beatable?
I don't think shit of him. He hasn't fought anybody, you know. That's like, you know, he's got a while to go. He's got to go fight some guys first.
They're talking big about Khamzat.
They talk big about everybody. They think they get money from.
Yeah,
They know that he could bring in those Arabic countries that got a lot of money, but as far as him having fought and beaten guys, you know, I haven't seen one guy yet that he's beaten that I'm like, okay, he beat up somebody good.
I got two for you. What about Paddy the Baddie?
From the skill, I think he's entertaining as fuck. I think he's wild, but from the skill set right now, I don't see him being a world champion. But that could change, you know, right? But his skill set right now, I don't think it's at the top where it should be right now, you know.
You think Logan Paul takes him in the octagon?
Yeah, fuck yes. He got the wrestling, bro. English people can't wrestle, bro.
It's what I called him out today on MMA Hour, and I said if
What?
I was gonna fight someone in the octagon in the UFC, I didn't have an answer for Dana when he was on the pod, but it would be Paddy. It'd be Paddy the Baddie.
Oh shit! But it had to be up a weight class.
185.
Right?
He would have to come to 185.
You're sure he fights at 154?
Yeah.
55, yeah.
Really?
155, exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, after.
Oh, of course,
after
we
a
all do.
fight,
Yeah.
goes
He
like
probably
100.
walks around 170, 175.
He gets out there.
He goes
What do
even
you what are you in at? Probably 195.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right there, 194, 197, fluctuating right there.
Yeah.
Last guy, Sugar Sean.
I think he's good. Great athlete. I did see him when he fought Chito Vera, which is another guy that I love a lot, good friend of mine. He got hurt and then he couldn't continue, right? So going forth, is he like a little fragile or something? Not like mentally maybe, but like physically, is he like not as sturdy as everybody else? That's something that you have to like you gotta wonder of, right? You know, but I think he's, as far as like an athlete and talent goes, kid has it, man. He's got good timing, great distance, good speed, and he's fucking huge for the weight class. I remember when I first saw him, I was like, there's no way this guy's making 35. He makes it easy from what I hear. Massive for the weight. So that's somebody out of the three guys that you guys mentioned, I think that's somebody that could definitely go. There's another guy up and coming, a good friend of mine, Ilya Tampora. Keep your eyes on him. That guy's going to be a problem, man.
What class?
45. He just fought at 55 right now, but he's really a 45. He's pretty damn good, you know. Might be a future world champion there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sick. All right, well, bro, you have
Pokemon.
this super unique ability that not a lot of fighters have, where you can do a lot of shit. It's always cool for me to see anyone in a certain discipline expand beyond their own, because you have this like magnetic charisma and personality, and so you're obviously expanding with some Pokemon shit. I've also seen you do like subscription based content.
Yeah.
Before, which is cool.
Yeah,
It's just like always diversifying. But you want to break this box?
Breaking this box. You trying to break this right now?
I don't know.
Shit.
No, I mean, no, on your whatnot.
On your
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Bro, you know I'm an investor in whatnot.
Yeah, I heard, man.
Sick.
What's
Yeah,
up?
bro. That's why he's keeping the family. I was like,
Let's
all right.
go, man.
All right, cool. All right, let's do it, bro. Yeah, we got to wrap it up because we got to catch some dinner and a bunch of shit. But let's go break this box. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Fuck yeah, bro. It was a fucking
thanks,
blast,
brother.
bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, Jorge Masvidal. Go follow him on Instagram. What is your Instagram?
Gamebred fighter.
Gamebred Fighter. Guys, thank you for listening to this episode of Impulsive. We love you. We'll see you next time. Hit that subscribe button. Take it easy. Peace.